Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you recognize my voice, yes, I am the owner and host of Bake Like a Pro on YouTube. We're going to do a really fast pizza dough today. I'm aiming for 65% hydration. I have 1,068 grams of pizza flour, 694 grams of cold water, 1.5 grams of instant yeast, 20 grams of salt, and our last ingredient, 15 grams of olive oil. So those are the ingredients. Let's get started. So we'll get all of our pizza flour into our mixer. And that's good. Then I'm going to add in my instant yeast. And like always, I just want to kind of hide that yeast, or just buffer it from all of the evil from that salt. Now let's just get all of that mixed around. That's good. And the reason why I'm laughing is because I have been doing this right here, adding all of my salt in right away from the beginning. I've been doing that for 30 years, a little bit more than 30 years. I have never, ever had a problem with any batch going bad. I just mix that around. That's good. We'll get in all of our olive oil. The olive oil is optional. You don't have to add it in, but I am today. Sometimes I don't. And then all of our cold water. I am going to be doing a cold ferment. I'm going to be doing a 24-hour / 48-hour. I'm going to be making 6 dough balls today, and I'm going to use probably 3 of them after the 24-hour ferment, and then on day 2 I'll use the rest of the dough balls. So 3 of them will be at 24 hours, the other one's 48 hours. I'm going to close down the lid. This is the safety lid. Now this machine here, if you want to see an unboxing and detailed overview of this, you can check it out on my main channel over at Bake Like a Pro. Okay, this mixer here is a spiral mixer. It's made by KYS Norway, and this here is the Pro Baker 5 model. I'm going to turn the machine on. See a little light come on in there? Very nice. And now I'm going to just turn on the mixer. I'm going to take it up to about number 3, right about there. This here is a reverse button, emergency stop, and then the speed. This machine goes up to 400 RPM. I'll just move this over so you can see how fast this machine goes. Let me just zoom in. Just going to turn this on full. Listen how quiet that machine is. Amazing. So I'm just going to take it back down to 3, which is about 120 RPM. And I'll just leave it like that. So I'm going to let this go for 14 minutes and then I'll come back. Alright, my 14-minute timer just went off. But I don't want to turn off the machine. I just want to show you how nice that dough is looking right now. And you can see that nice pattern that has formed on the top. It looks kind of like a pumpkin. And that's indicative of this type of mixer. Anyway, it looks amazing. I'm just going to lift up the safety cage. That will stop the machine. I'm going to go in the back. I'm going to turn off the main power. You'll see the light go off. And look at that dough. It is amazing. Amazing. So I'm going to get the dough out and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I've just taken my dough out of my machine. I just want to get a little water on here. And then get this on. See if we can get a reading on here. 1784 grams. Alright, perfect. Now, you've seen me do this dozens of times. I'm just going to split up my balls here. I want to go for 6 dough balls around 300 grams each. And look at this, you can already see yeast reproduction right here. Right there, activity, look. Right there, gas is already forming. So that is a nice little thing to see. So I'm gonna just split up this into my dough balls, and then I'm gonna be back. So I'm not gonna bother filming this because I've filmed this many times. So I'll keep doing this and I'll be back. 301, 299, that's 280, that's the small one. 301, 300, and our last one, 300. So I'm happy with that. It was kind of more of a guess, but I wanted them all around 300. So I've got all of them around 300. One of them is just slightly less, which is more of a standard weight at the 280. But anyway, so there we go. So all of them are done. I've got my container here. I've sprayed that with olive oil. So then the last little step here, just grab them, flip them over onto themselves like that, just like that, and then a nice little turn. So as I'm turning, I'm pushing inward on the dough ball. When you're doing all of this process, don't use any extra flour because you are changing the recipe and you are drying out the dough. So that's good. You can also do this way if you want. And that's nice. Look at that dough ball. Really nice. And then right in there. Pop it right in there. Do the next one, flip it over. Get it all together. Can I come back a little more? Yep. Flip it. Look at that. You can see that yeast is very active. Just roll it around. Oh, that is nice. There we go. Some of these are actually looking really good without even making that perfect dough ball. Let's bring it in. Flip it over. Look at that. Oh yeah, the yeast activity has already started. My area is on the warmer side today, so I don't even think I'm going to leave these out very long. Maybe 15 minutes today. There we go. If you leave the dough balls out too long, your yeast gets far too active, and next thing you know, it kind of runs out of steam at the end of that cycle, you know, depending if it's like 24 hours or 48 hours. So you really want that yeast just to slow down. You know, it's just like letting the pedal, lift the pedal off that gas so that you get a little bit better gas mileage, and that's basically what you want to do with that yeast. Get that one in there. Push it all down. That's good. Flip it over. Oh, that is nice. Okay. That. Flip it. That is nice. Right into there. Look at that. Active again already. There's another one. Yep. So this yeast is really active. Wants to get to work. So now I'm just going to take this over to my sink. I'm going to spray this with olive oil and I'll come back. So there we go. Everything has been sprayed. Just a little bit of olive oil just to keep the dough balls moist. I'm going to cover them up now. Let me just maybe move that one slightly over just a little bit. How about that one too? Let's get them just Nice, that's good. I'm gonna cover them up. And that's it for this portion of the video. You know, it all depends on how hot or cold your work area is. If you're on the cooler side and you think that your yeast is a little bit slow, you can leave these out on your work area for a half an hour, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour. It depends on, you know, the temperature of your area. So at this point, I'm gonna leave these on my work area here for 15 minutes, and then they're gonna go into the fridge, and they're gonna stay there overnight in the cold fridge for a cold, slow ferment. So 3 of them I'm gonna use after 24 hours, and the other 3 I'm gonna use after 48 hours. Hey everybody, it is the next day. My doughs have been in the fridge overnight, so a 24-hour period around this point. So let's open this up and check it out. So these just came out of the fridge. Let's lift off the top and look at those doughs. Those look amazing. And you can see that the yeast production hasn't gone out of control. Nothing has touched the top of the lid, which is a good sign. So there we go. Look at those doughs. They look amazing. Anyway, I wanted to get this on film before I forget. So today I'm going to use 3 of these, and then I'm going to use the other 3 tomorrow. So the second 3 will have a 48-hour cold ferment. So anyway, now I just got to take out my 3 that I'm going to use tonight, and I want to let those come up to room temperature so that they're a little bit easier to work with. So that's it for this part of the video, and I'll catch you a little later.
Hey everybody, just to finish off this video, I thought I would share a few photos from the pizza doughs that you saw me make in this video. So some of the pizza doughs I baked after a 24-hour cold ferment, and some of the pizza doughs I baked after a 48-hour cold ferment. I had so many pizzas to make, I just didn't have the time to get around and take photos of every single one. So anyway, I've shared quite a few photos here, and it gives you a really good idea of how nicely all those doughs came out. All the pizzas were baked in the Gozney Arc XL pizza oven around 800 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's around 427 degrees Celsius. And one thing I should mention is that when I find the oven is getting too hot, I just completely shut it right off, let it sit there for about 10 minutes, and that really drops the temperature down. Then I fire it up, just wait a couple of minutes, and then I'm ready to go at my desired temperature again. So for me, that's the best way to do it. Otherwise, the oven will just keep getting hotter and hotter and hotter. So that's it for this video. If you want to check out many more pizza videos, you can check them out over on my Bake Like a Pro YouTube channel. I'll put a link to that down below in the description box. And I'll also put a link to that really nice mixer I was using down in the description box as well. That is the KYS Norway Pro Baker 5 Plus model. I believe at the beginning of the video I called it just the Pro Baker 5, but it's actually the Plus model. So that's it for this one. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.